What's up YouTube? So today we're doing a review of the well-known Shure SE846. Now, it comes with a pretty big packaging. I don't have it with me right now, so I can't show you guys how the packaging looks, but it does come with a two-layer case. The first layer case is a travel case, which is much larger than this little one. And within the travel case comes with this small case, which is enough to house your IEM plus some tuning nozzles and several other accessories. So let's open the box right now. Okay, so once you've opened the box, there's the IEM itself. I've attached an aftermarket cable to it. It's much thicker than the original cable and improves upon travel performance. And bass extends a little deeper too. Pretty nice aftermarket cable I got for $60. And these are the tuning nozzles, and let's see, included are white filters and black filters. Shoot, these are too tight right now, so I'm not gonna unscrew them. Just leave it here. And apart from that, we have some accessories, the original cable, some foam tips, as well as silicone tips of different size. Well, with that out of the way, let's talk about its ergonomics. First of all, let me clarify that the SE846 is one of the most comfortable IEMs I've worn. Bested only by the Mass Drop Plus. It's here. Yeah, the Mass Drop Plus is in my opinion, a tiny bit more comfortable than the 846 because it's pretty ergonomic shaped. You see it has dents as well as protrusions here to help fit better in the ear. It's certainly, in my opinion, a better fit than the 846, but apart from that this IEM is just extremely comfortable in your ear. It has a teardrop shape, so it pops in your ear pretty easily and stays that way without irritating your ear. And the comfort is pretty great. I believe it fits a bunch of ears, no problem. It can fit just fine and sit comfortably in your ear. Apart from the aesthetics, there are also lots of aftermarket cables options, because these are compatible with any MMCX cable, which makes cable swapping very easy and painless. And you do get a variety of cables to choose from. For me, I choose this cable from Monoprice. They do offer upgrade cables for MMCX connectors, and I found the quality pretty satisfactory. First of all, it's pretty thick, and it's made with OFC, high quality OFC. So one thing I immediately noticed switching from stock to this cable is that it has a bit more clarity, as well as more travel extension. Bass extends a bit deeper too, and it doesn't lose out on quantity. It still has that awesome bass SE846 is known for. And with that being said, let's dive right into sound. So sound-wise, well actually we can't talk sound without mentioning what device you drive it. And I know lots of people use 846 with iPhones, and let me tell you that the SE846 can reach like 90 to 95 its potential using an iPhone, partly because it's extremely sensitive. It's rated at 115 decibels per milliwatt, so it's extremely sensitive. If you plug it into an iPhone, you can, you don't need to turn up very loud to hear it. Usually, you only need to turn the volume to 3 or maybe 4 bars, and that's plenty loud enough. I said that because, first of all, it has a very high sensitivity rating, and second, it isn't impedance sensitive, which means if your source has an output impedance of 2 ohms, the 846 will likely not care. Even if it has 4 or 5 ohms, it will sound just fine. Just like just like what it sounds like out of a low output impedance device. And so yeah, the impedance matching is not important for A46 because it's not output impedance sensitive, and you can get it decently loud on an iPhone. I mean, bring in a portable DAC amp certainly helps. Like I have the iFi micro IDSD. It certainly sounds better than that device, but I don't consider it a major upgrade or a huge improvement because the A46 is already good enough as is out of an iPhone. And let's talk about how it sounds. I know there are plenty of people out there who like the SE846 very, very much. Now, just to clarify, I'm not a fan, but I'm not a hater either. I've been using this IEM for almost 2 years now. I bought it back in January 2016, so yeah, it's more than 2 years. And I don't like its sound because for me sometimes the bass can overpower everything, but mostly because the A46 has a pretty small soundstage. At times it can sound claustrophobic, and it's not the most clear IEM out there in the market. Now that's my biggest gripe about these. For example, take Mastrol Plus. This IEM is clear. This IEM is fucking clear as day. Now, it doesn't blur any details. I know some people might complain about it being a detail monster. Like everything sounds so crystal clear and there's no refinement whatsoever. And the A46 is the total opposite. It has a kind of romantic sound. Now, going on to the lows. The lows on these are extremely powerful, mainly because it uses something much like a transmission line. It has a folded pipe, which is in front of the port of the two bass drivers, which makes bass reverberate under a pipe of roughly 2 miles, I believe. I'm not too sure, but it serves its purpose as deepening as well as amplifying the bass. As a result, the bass on these are one of the most impactful you'll ever hear on a balanced armature IEM. I don't think Mastrol Plus really touches these in terms of bass. I mean, the bass on these are very good, are of high quality, extends deep, but they don't extend as deep as the A46, nor do they have as much quantity as these do. So these are the IEM bass king as far as BA IEM goes. These are undoubtedly one of the best bass you can hear on a BA IEM. And as far as mids goes, these are very, very romantic. Now, what do I mean romantic? Comparing this one to the Mastrol Plus, you can immediately hear a striking difference in the mids, because the Mastrol Plus presents mids as if nothing is obstructing between you and the recording engineer, and the A46 doesn't really do that. It doesn't have the clearest mids, nor can you hear the most details, but it is a very relaxed, a very, let's say, romantic listen. Romantic in a sense that it's lush and intimate, much like an Audi's would do. I don't have my Audi's LCD2 anymore, but I can still remember vaguely about its sound, and the 846 greatly reminds me of that, so props to the 846. Going on to the highs, that's my biggest gripe about these IEMs, because the highs are just not prominent, or I would go as far to say sometimes the highs just sounds muffled. Now, some vinyl lover would counter me by saying that these are analog sounding, but I don't think that's necessarily the case, because the highs are just too muffled on this device to a point you may mistaken it as a dynamic IEM. It has the snap of a BA, but the highs are greatly turned down, and changing the nozzles actually doesn't help. Now, we have the white nozzle as well as the black one. I believe there's, this is default nozzle. I forget to check its color, but I believe it's red. I switch over to the black ones, which, black nozzles boost bass and it sounds extremely muddy. As I find the red one already muddy, I switch over to the white nozzle, and to my surprise and astonishment, the white nozzle actually doesn't sound so good on these because it comes at the expense of lush mids. On the white nozzle, treble get boosted by a great deal, or rather, bass get tuned down a great deal, and the overall sound just sounds very, very unnatural, as if somebody just cut the mids out and leave treble and bass there. It just doesn't sound natural at all. So in the end, I switch over to the default nozzle, and yeah, that's what I've been listening for the past few years, and I can't say enough how much I enjoy these IEMs. They're not my favorite IEMs, nor would I pick these up as my top 3 pick, but these are the IEM that I spend most time with, partly because they're extremely easy to drive, sounds very awesome out of an iPhone, and partly because they just have that boom boom bass you'll be looking for in a DD. Well, I get that it can never sound as impactful as a dynamic driver, but it comes extremely close. And when it comes to extension, the A46 even wins out a dynamic driver. So that's that's quite a high praise for a BA. And yeah, that's my review of the SE846. I don't really think they're worth their asking price on Amazon of $999, which is roughly $1,000. No, I wouldn't pick these up at $1,000, but for the regular secondhand price on HeadFi, like around $550 or $600, I think this is a pretty decent deal. Now, I really don't think this is necessarily a big step up from Mastral Plus. I know there are lots of other people out there that prefer the 846 to the Mastral Plus, but I get to say that personally I enjoy the Mastral Plus more, despite having it for only 3 months. And the 846 is still a great pick. But it just doesn't have the clarity of the Plus, and the highs just sound muddy compared to the Plus. That's my biggest gripe about these. But aside from that, it has way better bass and more lush / intimate vocal, and perform well on any device, isn't picky about source. That's the biggest pros of these IEMs. So that's about it for the 846 review, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.